Good morning, everyone. Before we begin my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hashim Alvar Biburong, and today we will tackle all about psychoanalytic criticism. So, what is psychoanalytic criticism? Psychoanalytic criticism is a type of literary text or a literary theory and criticism based on its title that interprets a text by putting or applying the corresponds of the psychoanalysis. Psychoanalytic criticism is also viewed as an expression of unconscious motives and allowing critics to explore the hidden psychological dimensions of text. Let's say, for example, this song in my mind Party for You by Charlie XCX. So some people may interpret it as like parang pop songs or like a joy song. But deep inside, if you look beyond that text on the lyrics itself, you might think that, oh, the lyrics was not matching on the title itself. So in there, Charlie literally pour all of her emotions by, let's say, the repression of her desire and loneliness, her inner emotion conflict, which is the ego and superego, or the party itself that symbolizes her unfulfilled love and hidden emotions. So that's the example of psychoanalytic criticism. So, what is psychoanalysis? Psychoanalysis is a part of theory that were developed by Sigmund Freud and were later expanded by thinkers like Carl Jung, Jacques Lacan, and etc. So, what is psychoanalysis? Psychoanalysis aims to help people by bringing these unconscious conflicts to help the surface, often through the techniques like the free associations. So, for example, the dream analysis or the slips of the tongue by Freudian slips. So, there are six parts of a theory in psychoanalytic criticism. So, first, the unconscious mind. It has the central idea that much of a human thought and behavior is shaped by unconscious desires, fears, and conflicts. Literature like dreams disguises these unconscious elements through symbols, metaphors, and narrative patterns. So, by Charlie XCX, she used the party as a metaphor for grieving for someone or desperately begging someone to love her. So I think the fact that we may hear it as a pop song, but deep down, if you look beyond the text, you may feel doubting because the lyrics itself says, I only threw this party for you. And there's this specific part that all I think and all I know is, and the part that I hope you realize one day. So it shows how she was desperately looking for that person or even desperately want that person's attention. Let's move on from number three. So, number three is the application to literature. This part of the theory has three types, which is the readers, the authors, and also the character. So, first, the character. They are studied as if they were real people with psychological problems or hidden moves. Next, the authors. Their works are treated as symbolic expressions of their unconscious desires or anxieties and even their motives. Lastly, the reader. The reader has the psychoanalytic theory that also examines how text or words triggers unconscious responses in readers. So, number four is the symbols and motives. They have the repeated imagery such as dreams, monsters, doubles, mirrors, family conflict, and sexuality that may be seen as evidence of repressed emotions or universal psychological patterns. So, number five, the strands of the theory. So, this part of the theory reveals the hidden or deeper meanings behind the text. So, let's say the song Party for You, it has a repeated word or lyrics that on the song. So, let's say, party on you, party on you, party on you, party on you, party on. So if we look behind the text or beyond the text, we may hear it Charlie interpreting it as part of you knew. So instead of party on you, we may hear part of you knew, part of you knew, part of you. So it also binds literature to universal human psychology. So it kind of messed our thinking. So sometimes, and it also explains why a certain theme, which is love, death, family, guilt, or desires, are so powerful and recurring. So, number six, the limitations of the theory. So, its interpretations are often speculative, which cannot be proven scientifically. So, kumbaga, wala siyang evidence. And it also risks of reducing literature to mere psychology, as well as dealing with early psychoanalytic models like Freud's Oedipus complex that are sometimes criticized as outdated or biased. So let's move on. So, what are the differences between psychoanalytic and psychoanalysis? So, the difference between them are the psychoanalytic criticism are meant to be in literature and literary theory. So, it only focuses on Freud's ideas to analyze texts or words. So, the application that can be used by it is to interpret characters, authors, symbols, and readers' responses in literature. So, the goal of the psychoanalytic theory or the psychoanalytic criticism is to uncover hidden psychological meanings, desires, or conflicts within the text. So, the main difference between them are a literary approach that uses psychoanalytic ideas to interpret literature. Meanwhile, psychoanalysis are meant to be in psychology or therapy. It also focuses on the unconscious mind and desires to understand and treat mental health problems. And it can also be used in clinical practice with patients through dream analysis or free associations. And the goal of the psychoanalysis is to help individuals become aware of unconscious conflicts and achieve healing. And their main difference is a psychological method to study and treat the mind. So, how to apply psychoanalytic criticism? So, in order for you to apply this approach, is to uncover deeper layers of meaning within the text. It also reveals the complexity interplay between the conscious and the unconscious forces. So, for example, a character's hidden motivations and desires. So, let's go back on the song Party for You. We may see Charlie as a, let's say, a slut. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but if we listen to her song, she's only desperate to look or to find that person to love her back or again, because we might feel that she really loves that person. She how she throws the party when it was supposedly a birthday party for her, but instead she throws the party just for that person, hoping that he would come or attend the party. So it also shows how a character's past traumas influence their present behavior. So she also mentioned in her song that the person she throws a party for knew her traumas, knew her past, knew her story of her life, knew her all along. So recurring symbols and their potential unconscious meanings, which is the mind or the potential unconscious desires what Charlie feels, and the psychological dynamics within family relationship in the story. So, in order for you to apply psychoanalysis is to use these techniques to explore the unconscious mind and to gain a deeper understanding of oneself. So, there are five techniques in psychoanalysis, which is the free association. It involves expressing whatever pops out of your mind without censoring yourself. The goal is to uncover unconscious thoughts and feelings. The dream interpretation. It also involves analyzing dreams to understand their hidden meanings. Dreams are believed to reveal unconscious conflicts and desire. Next, the transference analysis. It involves studying transference, where the patient transfers feelings and attitude from significant figures in the past onto the therapist. Next, the interpretation, which is the therapist offers interpretations of the patient's unconscious thoughts and feelings. It also promotes insight and self awareness. Lastly, the analysis of Freudian slips. It also involves studying mistakes in speech or actions that may reveal unconsciousness desires. So, next is Sigmund Freud. So, who is Sigmund Freud? Sigmund Freud, or his original name Sigismund Scholamo Freud, was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis. He was also known as the father of psychoanalysis. And he was the one to discover a new way of understanding human thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, focusing on the unconscious mind, which is the hidden desires, fears, and memories that influences us without our awareness. Also, Freud's theories became the foundation of the psychoanalytic criticism, which treats literature as an expressions of hidden desires, fears, and conflicts. So Sigmund Freud began his private practice in Vienna, which is on 1886, treating psychological disorders. He also collaborated with Joseph Breuer, exploring use of hypnosis to treat hysteria. Freud then developed the psychoanalytic theory, emphasizing the role of unconscious conflicts and early childhood experiences in shaping personality. Also, Freud's exploration of the journey had a major contribution to psychology. He also persisted the influence behavior and mental illness. So, Sigmund Freud has a lot of books and essays that he wrote, which are the very influential that shape psychology, the cultural studies, and literature. But I will only show you five of his examples, which are the interpretation of dreams, which was made on 1990s. It explains how does a dream reveals its unconscious desires and conflicts. So next, the three essays on the theory of sexuality, which is made in 1905. It also introduces about his theory of psychosexual development. Next is the Totem and Taboo, which is on the 1913. It connects psychoanalysis with religion, myth, and primitive culture. Lastly, the Ego and the Id, which is made on 1923. It explains his model of personality, the id, ego, and superego. So, that's all, and thank you.